Essential fundamentals for voice tool to strengthen weak voices. That's for me! My voice is extremely weak. Wow, that's for me. Okay, amazing. I did not expect this video. Voice Essential Vocal Weights for Beginners. Okay, let's go. How do we gigglerize our voice? That's easy, I show you. See, you have to practice this and you have your voice gigglerized appropriately. Power in the voice. Power.
Hi there, it's your girl Z from transvoicelessons.com, and in this video we're going to
see, that's 7 months ago and you still can see the corners of the mouth a little bit. The thing that she was talking about in the newest video. Now I cannot unsee it.
be talking about key vocal function and strength building exercises. This video is intended
we'll do it.
Vocal underdoers. However, these ideas can be used to benefit voices of all proficiencies.
I'm a vocal underdoer. Yeah, I'm a vocal underdoer. Those are exercises for me, so I definitely have to do them.
Level and background.
Okay.
So, first off, before we talk about any vocal skill building exercises, I first want to talk about vocal underdoers. A vocal underdoer is a person with a history of vocal neglect and underuse. Vocal underdoing is more like a behavioral diagnosis. It's saying that you don't use your voice very often, so if you don't use your voice very often or you've had a history of not using it, how can you expect to have some of the basic skills that we need in order to develop our voice where we want to go?
True.
We should think of ourselves as vocalists as somewhat like vocal acrobats, vocal athletes. It requires a lot of agility and control to do what we want to do with our voice. So if you're a person who's always shied away from using their voice, we can then expect that it's going to be a little more difficult for you to do what you want with your voice. Here are some common risk factors and signs that you may be a vocal underdoer. Do you speak less than an hour a day? Does your voice feel quiet, weak, or hushed? Difficulty executing basic vocal functions? Are you a shy or socially withdrawn person?
I am.
Do your hobbies or passions tend to be more isolating?
Come on,
In a very quiet household? Did you have a period in your life where you didn't use your voice at all?
Yes.
Environments and conditions make it really easy for a person to just miss out on some fundamental vocal skills. These can be thought of as the risk factors for vocal underuse or vocal weakness. Even if you identify with all those, that doesn't mean you're vocally underdeveloped. So here are some signs and symptoms to look for in determining if you are vocally underdeveloped. Do you struggle to project your voice or be heard over a crowd? Does your voice feel shaky? Does your voice feel inconsistent? Does your voice feel like no matter how hard you try to control it, it doesn't seem to do what you want it to do? These are signs that you may be a vocal underdoer. If you aren't a vocal underdoer, well, that's great. These exercises will still help you as well. If you are a vocal underdoer, I'm glad, because now we can help you. It's essential to start using their voice so they can start to build that skill and proficiency to execute the functions that they need to change and grow their voice. Now, once again, all of these ideas are going to be useful for people no matter their vocal proficiency or background, but these have the most utility for vocal underdoers.
Okay, for me. Come on!
So now that we've addressed the vocal underdoers listening, let's dive first into some foundational vocal concepts.
Come on!
So today we're going to talk about 4 big exercises or clusters of actions that you can do to strengthen your voice and get you to a more vocally proficient level.
Let's do this.
Number 1, semi-occluded vocal tract exercises.
Okay. Softy.
These sound kind of complex, but in reality, they're quite simple and they're super useful. They can be applied to any other exercise or theme that we're going to be talking about.
People always tell me I have a weak voice and how I am sometimes hard to understand because I speak so softly. Yeah, people say I'm too quiet and stuff, like I'm a vocal underperformer for sure. These are exercises made for us. Let's do them now. Come on.
So think of these like modifiers that you can use anytime you're practicing. Occlusion is when you block something. Semi-occlusion is when you partially block something.
I've heard about this. I guess I must return to the straw exercise.
Sounds that you make when your vocal tract is partially blocked. These are all examples of softies.
Okay.
Creating this semi-occlusion, it kind of creates a cushioning effect for your voice. It makes it a lot easier for you to produce sound. You can add these softies to any of the following exercises or any vocal exercises that you're already doing. If you really struggle with voice, taking a drinking straw and placing it in a cup of water and trying to sing through that is a really effective method to get started. Here are several different softies arranged by how much cushion they give to your vocal folds.
Well, I cannot do that without a straw, okay? I cannot do this. Come on!
The straw and water is by far the strongest out of all of these.
Ooh.
Please do not overlook using semi-occlusion in your practice. There are a whole host of empirically demonstrated benefits with these. They are fantastic for your vocal health, vocal rehabilitation. They stimulate blood flow to the vocal folds. They're great for vocal underusers, and they're amazing to warm up with. You can use these while playing with your pitch, while playing with your resonance, while playing with your loudness, while literally doing anything. So let's combine it with some of these other approaches.
I should do
Concept number 2, loudness control and projected speaking. Control of loudness in the voice is a fundamental skill no matter how much of a beginner or an expert you are. One of the biggest issues for vocal underdoers is they misjudge the loudness of their own voice, and in many times they often can't be heard in public situations. When you shy away from using your voice and you're always a little too quiet, this will actually make it harder for you to control other aspects of your voice. So vocal underdoers can actually improve their vocal proficiency just by practicing talking louder. Here's an example of a useful task for vocal underdoers. So I am projecting my voice and talking louder. I'm pretending that I'm speaking to people far away, or I'm doing public speaking in a lecture hall. I'm just going to try to maintain this and talk freely, and just a little bit of this will really help those vocal underdoers strengthen their voice a bit. For more advanced or intermediate vocalists, it's really important to learn to control loudness and volume in your voice. So doing exercises where you shift across your volume range at the same pitch or different pitches can be really, really useful. Here are some examples of explorations involving change in volume.
Okay.
Ah, 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 ah.
Wow.
There's one particularly famous historical exercise called messa di voce, and this basically means to stay at one pitch while getting gradually louder and then returning softer, like so.
Oh.
It's a very difficult and very rewarding exercise that everyone can practice. Also, sharply shifting between degrees of loudness can be useful. 1, 2, 3, 4.
3, 4.
3, 4.
5, 5.
7, 8, 9.
Oh no, I could not do
You
that.
can also play with the time.
I could not do that. It's impossible for me. Impossible.
Consider playing with loudness with different resonance structures as well. And definitely don't overwork yourself. Give yourself breaks and never work past the point of fatigue, and try to avoid working up to fatigue. Whether you are just a beginner, whether you're an underdoer, or whether you're a vocal power user, playing with loudness changes is a fundamental part of vocal exercise.
This is really good. Pitch control and sliding, okay?
Concept number 3, pitch control. Pitch control is a fundamental skill of voice, and it should be practiced by beginners and experts alike. To exercise this control, we use a variety of different pitch changes across our vocal range with different times and intensities. Now you can call these pitch sirens or pitch wobbles or whatever you want to call them, but basically you're going to want to go from low pitches to high pitches. Most vocal underdoers find they have very, very small vocal ranges. These are also great warm-ups for vocalists of any proficiency level. There's a lot of different ways you can do these. You can do really broad and slow ones. You can do really fast and wide ones. You can do very narrow wobbles like that. You can even go up and down very slowly while wobbling up and down sort of across that path, right? These all train different coordinations and different functions, and they're all useful for different purposes. It's especially great practice to combine some of those softies with these pitch wobbles and pitch sirens.
Oh wow, softy!
So yeah, definitely include some form of pitch modulation in your practice, in your warm-up, in your vocal strengthening exercise routine. Concept number 4, stable and sustained sound. As a general principle, we should always strive for the most stable and consistent sounds that we can produce. So naturally, you should always strive for a stable and consistent sound in any previous exercises or explorations. We can also practice this specifically by working towards longer sustains and increasingly more stable sounds. Oftentimes, vocal underdoers can only sustain for 2 to 5 seconds, right? We should at least be able to sustain a sound for anywhere between 10 to 20 seconds. Now, of course, I don't want you to get too caught up in numbers because depending on how heavy you are, depending on how much closure you have, depending on all these other factors,
are you calling me fat?
That your sustain changes.
Calling me fat?
Speaking, we should be able to support and sustain
heavy
for a medium length of time. Developing this ability can really address some key weaknesses that vocal underdoers experience. So treat this less like an exercise and more like a concept. And to go along with that, when you're trying to sustain for as long as you can, the goal is to be as steady, smooth, and fluid as possible. You don't want a lot of jittering. You don't want little wobbling or anything like that. You're trying to keep it really stable and really smooth and sustained. Here are some examples.
Give me. Okay, I cannot do this. So loud. I cannot go this loud. This is embarrassing.
Did you hear where it started to flutter? Like I noticed that and then I tried to avoid it. And that's one of the goals of practicing these kinds of approaches. And of course, like everything else, you can combine these with softies. So I could do something like...
True. But I will work on my voice, don't worry.
And I'll stop there so I don't have to waste any time in this video, but practice on sustaining it in a stable and clear way for increasingly longer periods of time and play with different combinations. Lastly, summary. So in summary, vocal function exercises are a class of actions you can do with your voice to rehabilitate, redevelop, and strengthen your vocal capacity. These can be used by advanced vocalists or beginners, and they are especially useful for vocal underdoers.
I'm an advanced vocal underdoer.
Redevelop the strength they lost through vocal atrophy. Being aware of semi-occlusion or softies can be a useful modifier for any of the exercises, and it can often make things more useful in the long run. Primarily, vocal function exercises are going to involve some exploration of pitch control, like sirens or pitch wobbles, visiting the whole vocal range, of loudness control, getting quieter and louder while trying to do different functions, and practice involving increasing stability and increasing sustain. These are the key pillars of vocal function.
Key pillars.
And they can be used to increase our proficiency and to redevelop atrophied voices.
Yeah!
Vocal underdoer and you're struggling with some of that vocal atrophy.
I am.
Try building yourself a vocal function routine, which consists of doing these exercises or combinations of them.
I will do it
2 to
every
5
day.
times a day for 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
Never overexert yourself. Don't push past fatigue. Really listen to your body and try to get into
Body blows.
This will naturally develop greater
Body,
connection and reduce the atrophy that you've experienced from vocal underuse.
Do you promise
Here's
me?
another example voice building routine
Do
from
you
Dr.
promise,
James
please?
Thomas for vocal underdoers. For advanced voices, use these as warm-ups and use them as ways to improve the foundation of vocal sound production. The key to mastery is to go deeper than you ever thought possible with the most basic functions of the process.
I will. Conclusion.
So that's all for this video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please post down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it helpful. If you like the work that we're doing on this channel and platform, please check us out on Patreon. If you'd like to work together in private or group lessons, just check out our website at
Okay, let's like and oh, I'm not subscribed. What the heck? Like. Thank you so much. Lucy will do this. It's true. Come on. Come on. This is like the comment, okay? I will show you my comment. Where exact comment? Where is this like the... We'll make it big. So... the comment that I am writing is, thank you so much. Lucy will do this. It's true. Come on. I hope you approve the message because this is what we're commenting. Come on. Ready? Are we ready? Okay. We won? We defeated the boss while I was commenting? I didn't even notice that the boss was defeated. Okay. So we have done some voice, right?